If you're a duck hunter and you're tired of picking up your ducks, then listen up, because I'm gonna show you how you can stop doing that in 3 steps and have someone pick up your ducks for you. And it starts with your duck dog in 3 steps. So we're gonna write that down here on the board. I'm gonna draw you a little diagram here. We're gonna draw out a duck blind real quick. So this is you and your dog right here, okay? And this is the duck blind. We got a little bit of grass, right? Hopefully you're brushed in good enough, you're gonna kill the ducks. And then we got our water right here. Let's just draw some water. And then we've got some decoys. Gonna go for a U shape because we've got the wind straight at our back here. Birds are gonna come and light right on the X right there. That's where we want the birds to land. As a duck hunter and a dog guy, that's what we want. We wanna shoot the birds right here. That's not always how it happens. But for training a dog in 3 steps, you need a dog that can sit right here until you tell it otherwise. So that's step number 1. You need your dog to sit still. So let's write out the steps here. What else are we gonna need, okay? Sit, and this means stay steady, by the way. So we're just gonna assume that the dog is gonna be steady. Birds come flying in right here. Your buddy over there calls a shot, boom, 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 boom. Birds fall. What happens next? Dog is still sitting. It's still staying right where you've told it to stay. Number 2, you are in control. You've got a partnership, you've got a connection, you've got a bond. You need to say go, right? When you say go, or the dog's name, Fido, Violet, Birdie, whatever the dog's name is, that is when the dog goes. The dog needs to go in a straight line until you tell it to stop. Now we're gonna throw in another little scenario here. Let's throw in the little simple scenario to start with. All birds fall right here. Dog goes straight line and picks up bird right here. Straight there, and then your dog needs to return and deliver. Your dog needs to return and deliver to hand. And that's the 3 simple steps that you need to train your duck hunting dog. Now, you may be thinking I'm very much oversimplifying this. What if I gave you some more steps? What if I made it a little more complicated? Let's do the same scenario. I'm just gonna leave the 3 steps right there. Remember, keep these in mind because this is all you really need your dog to do. But what if we made it a little more complicated? What if we got your buddy over here on the end with his 3.5-inch shells that never hits anything except one day he finally hits a bird. But what does he do? He hits the bird way out here, and the bird goes right here, way over there. That's 200 yards away. And he's proud of it, okay? He's proud of it. Now he's looking to you to pick up that bird because he finally hit one. And he thinks he hits them all, but he doesn't normally hit them, okay? But he finally did. What do we need? We need our dog to go in a straight line until we tell it to stop. Okay? Who knows what we've got going on here? Maybe you lined your dog a little bit wrong. We need to stop the dog here because the dog's gonna go here and we've got the wind, blowing this way. So your dog's gonna go past the bird a little bit before it stops. But you're a good trainer, you're a good dog handler, you realize that. So instead of letting your dog stay on the straight line and go past the bird and have to hunt back into it, you're looking for a clean pick. Why? Because you've got more birds off on the horizon and you see them coming. So you blow the whistle and then you stop your dog right here on the X. Yep, hopefully you can see that. Now what do? You give it a simple angle back, boom, pick up the bird, come back and deliver to hand. It's still as simple as sit, stay, go until you tell it to stop and then return and deliver. That's what we're looking for a dog that we can hunt with. Now, I'm just gonna kind of throw that scenario out there as future scenario. Look, a lot of us can't see ourselves in that position to be able to stop a dog, at 180 yards and give it an angle back and pick up a bird for our buddy that finally hit his bird off the end. But a lot of us can see ourselves in this position right here. So we're gonna stay focused right here, right now, because if you are tired of picking up your ducks, you need a dog. You need a dog to go pick up your ducks for you. But you don't need a dog that creates more chaos and makes it more stressful. Why? It would just be easier to pick up the ducks at that point. Don't hunt with a dog that doesn't listen. Don't hunt with a dog that whines. Don't hunt with a dog that is out of control and breaks. And if you do have those problems, let me say something. Don't click off this video yet. You can fix a lot of those problems. The whining, that's up in the air. But as far as the breaking and all that goes, we can fix that. We can fix that. And the return and delivery, we can fix that. We need all of that fixed. So how are we going to develop that dog? Let's come back over here. Let's draw out our 3 steps. All right. This is step number 1, sit, stay. That's the foundation. Okay. There's a lot that goes into the foundation, and if I wrote it all out here, you might be a little overwhelmed. So I'm not going to do that. Just know that means a dog that is obedient, that's under control, and does what it needs to do. You've built the right foundation, and that's the key. Most people get this wrong. Why do they get it wrong? Because you're on YouTube videos, scrolling through, trying to figure out how you're piecemealing things together, and you don't understand what it takes to get that dog. That's nothing against you. It's because of all that's out there that overwhelms you. The real problem is not you, and the problem is not your dog. The problem is the overwhelm from all the information out there and you not having the information you need to make a decision. So we've got to make sure that we get this right. And that's where I want to focus in on this video, because the going part, if you've got a well-bred dog, the go is there. You don't got to worry about that if you've got a well-bred dog. Now the return and delivery, that's a whole nother thing, but you might as well just kiss return and delivery goodbye if you don't have your foundation right. So what are we going to do from here? How do we get these 3 steps? Well, let me just draw it out for you in a very, very basic format. I'm not going to go too in depth, but I just want to make sure that we've got this down. Sit. I know it sounds basic. We have place. These are 2 different things, 2 different skills. We've got, I'm going to put it here, heel work, and then we've got recall. I'm going to put a little star by this because that's one of the most important skills is recall. These are your core. These are your foundations. Now, this gets more complicated as you go, and if you want more depth on what all that looks like, we have a whole success series that I'm going to link below that goes kind of more in depth on all this process. But if you want to start having a good dog, start here. If you're on YouTube and you're starting to try to piece things together, quit worrying about all of this right here. Please stop. Stop worrying about this right now. I want you to go focus right here. So if you're going to go search on YouTube, watch videos like this. Okay? Find videos to really make sure you get this. And if you really want to get this right, I'm going to link up a blog for you. It's called The 4 Stages of Learning. You can go check that out, and it goes through step by step how you actually teach this, because as you're listening to this, you're probably wanting to tune out here like, man, that's just so simple. My dog's got that. But does your dog really have that? Most people's dogs don't really have this because they haven't gone through the 4 stages of learning that it takes to get there. And so again, I'm going to link that up in the description below so you can go check that out so that you can know the difference between, does my dog have this, or does my dog just appear to have this? Because we want to make sure that this is solid, right? Like I said, if this isn't right, and again, I hit the wrong button, this fancy whiteboard. If this isn't right, this will never be right. And you'll never get to that dog that'll go pick up the ducks right here. And we're not even going to worry about blind retrieves right now. So back to this. Get your foundation right. Get your 3 steps right. Once this is done, the go will automatically be there. And then it's just your job to kind of hone that in. Then once that's right, we want to start working and kind of honing in that delivery, get that delivery to hand so that you've got a dog that will sit when you tell it to sit right here in the duck blind. It'll stay until you tell it otherwise. You've got a dog that'll go on your command only, not on its own command. You've got that partnership working for you. And then finally, number 3, when it goes and picks up the birds, it goes in a straight line, by the way. We don't want our dog having squiggly lines here, wandering around. We need our dog to be a good marker to go pick up that bird and bring it back and deliver to hand. And if you have that, that's how you can have a dog that you can hunt with in 3 simple steps.